Beautiful Monday. Trust me, it hasn't been an easy, time of my life. These past 2 days have been heavy, heavy. 3 days actually. Yo, it has been heavy. But the good news is that here we are today. So we decided to celebrate the life of Comrade GEZA, but for me as well to share his last words to me. Very, very personal and important. I just also want to let you know that for those that listened to the message that I shared for Comrade Knox, notice that something had been messed up. But I must say this: it was done by our enemies. They did it from Twitter because Twitter, my Twitter page isn't verified. Okay, that was the reason. It was, but then I stopped it for my personal reasons. So yeah, it has been really a lot, but the important thing is we're here. But we're gonna get into all those things. I also heard that Christopher Muchangwa is literally saying, no, GEZA, he needs to be declared a hero. And I said to myself, even if you don't declare him a hero, we already declare him a hero. You see, that's how powerful treating people well does. In a short space of time, GEZA was able to build a legacy that Emerson Mnangagwa and Mugabe failed combined. And I repeat, Emerson Mnangagwa and Mugabe failed combined. I just want you guys to confirm in the comment section that you can hear me well. Also comment, rest in peace to Comrade GEZA. Incredible man that I'm forever going to respect and honor. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me well. Please let me know. Just comment that you can hear me well. Because wow. I just want to make sure that at least you guys are able to hear what I said. Please be nice. Just drop a comment, please. Wow. Don't know if people can comment. Can you guys let me know, please? Yeah, so you can hear. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you, Dumi San. It's so good to have you here. Shout out to you, man. Guys, it has been a lot, but God is good. Here we are. Shout out. Yeah, at least God is giving me the strength to smile, like always. But I must say this to you, it hasn't been easy. Trust me, it hasn't been easy. I noticed that there is a lot of fake information that is being shared on social media. Some of them are being dragged, but I will address that later because it's not important. What is important is for me to celebrate a man that changed my life in a short space of time. I say in a short space of time, meaning you don't need a lot in order for you to be of a blessing or to shake the system or to shift the trajectory. You don't need. Being nice is the most important thing you can do in life. You understand? Drop your location as well. I'm so glad to have you here, guys. I'm so glad to have you here. All right. So, y'all, you know that I was, or I'm still is at the forefront of the GEZA revolution. I must tell you that it is kicking and alive. Yeah, this is a movement. It's not like a one-man band. As much as I know Comrade GEZA himself went home to be with the Lord. But what's important is that the revolution continues and it's definitely going to achieve its mission. You will see many of those people coming out very soon. It's a big thing and it's definitely going to free Zimbabwe from the chains of wickedness. So it's not the end. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, we're still here. And I'm still here shouting like I've always been doing. Anyway, so let's go back and talk about Comrade GEZA and my experience with such a great man. He was wow, beyond what I could ever imagine. I am a person who understands how to love, and I saw love from him. I saw it and I felt it because my dad used to say, you can give without loving, but you can't love without giving. Giving is not always material. It can be giving proper counsel and giving wisdom. In a short space of time, I learned a lot from him. I would ask any question. Sometimes I'm like, when I'm stuck and I'm trying to understand certain issues, I'm like, whom am I going to call? I'm like, damn, Comrade GEZA is no longer here, because I knew that I'm always going to get the answer that I want to hear. I remember one day, I phoned him and I was like, I don't understand why people say that there's something wrong with my accent. I should speak English in a certain way. What's wrong with my English? Then he said to me, I don't know what they're expecting because you're speaking English, you're not speaking Shona. Do they want you to speak? How do they expect you to speak? It's English. It has got its own accent. And it has its own rhythm, you know. He was such an incredible man. Incredible man. Anyway, I think I don't want to say much because I'm respectful. I think what's important for me is to really address the information, the letter that you saw online. I saw some people saying, oh, the letter was written by certain individuals, which wasn't even correct. The letter was written by Comrade GEZA himself. He wrote it from his heart, and I knew they did that. It was like I'm writing. There were two messages he was writing. He was writing a message that you saw, and you people said now he wasn't feeling quite well when he wrote that message. And he eventually wrote the one that you saw online. So he wrote it direct from his heart to the Zimbabwean people. But I can never forget when he sent me a message. It was like, hey, the doctor has given me 7 days to rest, so that at least I'm not communicating a lot. So yeah, but definitely as soon as I get better, I will be communicating. And then I remember saying, no, let me just leave him to rest. And then fast forward, it was like 2 days in, I'm like, let me just send a message again, checking if he's feeling better and if he's cool, because they told me that he was having a bit of a challenges with acids and so forth. And then when I sent a message, he responded. This was his message. He was like, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I'm really feeling better. I want you to know that it's about 5 days to go. 5 days to go. And I remember 5 days to go was to go because 2 days from the 7 days, 2 days I've passed. So now I'm left with 5 days for me to be able to come out again and be able to communicate with people and share whatever information I need to share. But I just wanted a bit of rest. And I'm like, but he said, but the revolution, Pamberi revolution. I can never forget that. So me, I'm chilling. I'm like, but just to again, respecting people, because sometimes I don't want to say much because there's family involved in there. I just want to pick up important information. What I did not know was that the 5 days to go was literally the 5 days to go home. Not the 5 days to say I'll be done. No, it's I'll be leaving the world. But I did not know at that time. It was exactly 5 days, and that was the day that he said bye-bye. But the worst thing, like I experienced during the time that I lost my mom, it was that the day before, I just did not have strength. I was feeling so weak on Thursday, weak to the core. I could not do anything. I could not even clean my house. It was very dirty. I naturally don't like dirty, but my house was really dirty. I was feeling so weak and just tired, but I didn't know what was the problem. But I remember calling. I said, no, let me just call him. I think now it's almost like 7. Let me call. But there was no answer. The phone rang, but there was no answer. And then I said, let me phone again. And then I eventually said, let me leave a voice note. Then I left a voice note, but the voice note was more of this like kind of a desperation, because I'm just feeling something isn't right, but I don't know what it is. Anywho, I left the voice note, and I said, okay, I'm going to try a little bit later, because there's one thing that he said to me. It said to me, the reason why I prefer people to call me in the evenings, because when you're in the war, you don't sleep during the night. You sleep during the day, so that at least in the night you are awake because you can be inverted. So I think maybe just going to call a little bit later on in the evening to just check if he's fine, like I've always been calling and checking in. And then there was no answer, and I tried, there was no answer. It was tough. I struggled to actually sleep. I've never been, but I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. Like I said, I've had the same feeling when I lost my mom. I didn't sleep the whole night. The same feeling, because whenever I'm losing someone that is close to me, I struggle because my spirit can actually sense. Anywho, then eventually we had to hear the worst news that I did not expect, that I didn't want to hear. But I think for me, what is important is that the revolution is to continue. But like I've said earlier on, I want to stress this. The revolution wasn't a person, it was a mission, and that involves quite a number of people. You'll see some of them coming up bigger, and it's a lot of people. They'll come out and they're eventually going to tell you the way forward. But the way forward is simple: is we are doing away with criminality in our country. We are doing away with evil. We are putting structures. The country is to have a new start, notwithstanding all the shenanigans you hear, all the scheming and so forth. It is all just in vain. It is just definitely all in vain. I repeat, the 2030 that you see, it will not see the light of day. that you are busy hearing or that you're witnessing, I can tell you, it will not see the light of day. So yeah, man, I lost a lot. It has been tough. I struggled to eat as well. I was laughing with my sister. I was like, did you notice that I actually lost weight in a short space of time? Because of pain, it has been intense, but God is good. Comrade GEZA is in the right place. The family really wants as much privacy as possible. Like I said, there's a lot going on out there, and some of them are being manufactured. Okay, please note, some of them are being manufactured. So when you are receiving any news, receive them with a pinch of salt. I'm going to address the issue of Saruwaka and I heard Kasuku. There's been a lot. I don't want to mix because this one here of comrade GEZA is very important, more than all the other issues. We can deal with that one later on. I'll address it. But of comrade GEZA is the most important thing to me. It's important. I'm glad that I'm actually smiling. I'm not crying. You know, there's one lady, I don't know if I would mention her name, but I'm not going to mention her name. She was also really supporting comrade GEZA deeply. So when she phoned me that morning, and because I'd been having this desperate cry, this screaming, and literally, she's phoning me, and I'm thinking she's coming to actually console me, but I'm the one who's consoling her because this woman is, she's weeping, like literally, like my whole office was, I couldn't. That's how much Zimbabweans are hurting as far as losing comrade GEZA is concerned. Again, like I said, I wish Mnangagwa would learn one or two from here, because in life, you don't need too much time to do good. A short space of time that you touches other people can shift your legacy. If Mnangagwa wake up tomorrow like, guys, got this 2030, forget about it. I don't want, I'm just coming out. Zimbabweans, I've wronged you, and I want to apologize. I know that Zimbabweans will forgive, and they will respect him for doing the right thing. You understand? For doing the right thing. And you know, comrade GEZA came out, he apologized to many people. You'll be shocked. He apologized to people that you knew that they'd also lost their family members. He apologized to many people in the opposition. He said, I just want to apologize and make peace, because he understood that he was going home, so he can enter heavens and just have good time with the Father. So I'm glad that he has met his parents. I remember one day he said, when I came back from the war, I was young, around my 20s, at 25 if I'm not mistaken, and I found my mother was struggling because my father died. So this father passed away when he was during the wartime. And now he's get to meet his parents. He get to meet some of his family members who are in heaven. Guys, we don't die. We just leave this dirty thing down here, the dust, but we live forever. So treat people with respect, because you don't know. You're going to be next to them. Imagine when you're gallivanting in heaven, just when I have good time, I'm like, what's up? Because, in the next 50 years, majority of us will be home. Right? All of us under the same roof, let's do good for each other. We need to treat one another with respect. Like I said to you earlier on, that the message for Comrade Knox was corrupted by our enemies. Intentionally so. I think you guys saw that I posted it not once but twice. The first time I received a phone call from him, he was like, hey, this isn't my voice. I'm like, what do you mean, sir? Because no, something happened. And I'm checking, I'm like, wow. What's going on? I thought maybe something had happened on my YouTube channel, because it's something they introduced a new, it's a new converter of languages. I thought maybe something had happened to AI one. Then I re-downloaded it, and I noticed that again it gets corrupted. And I realized, no, it was being done on Twitter by my enemies, because they're trying to silence the revolution. That's why there's a lot of chaotic information. I'll deal with that when I want to deal with the issue. I'm going to post such and so forth. We'll talk about that later. But for now, we just want to zero into the most important thing is for you guys to listen to what Comrade Knox said. Very powerful message, because some of you did not listen to it because you would just like, Rumbi, what is she doing? It wasn't me. It's my enemies. My enemies were they're still trying to destroy me. Take a listen, please.
The GEZA revolution lives on. Savitsi varemvura. The torchbearer of the GEZA revolution. He lives on. The heroes who don't die, that they live. 7th of February 2026. It marks the passing of a unique, gallant, revolutionary warrior selfless, and committed to the upliftment of the weak and forgotten in society. Very few people, very few rich people can vouch for those who are hungry. Hakuna anochemera ane nzara yakaguta. Such is a rare breed to which GEZA belonged to. GEZA was an emissary of the gallant sons and daughters of the land, who today lie buried in foreign lands and unmarked graves, whose blood watered the revolutionary seed, which has dismally failed to produce a golden fruit for all to enjoy. Ndikafa munonoita marombe kumusha was Tongogara's famously quoted saying during the liberation struggle, and GEZA became a constant agitator for that awareness, enemy himself, enemies amongst his allies. Blood, sweat and tears of revolutionaries turned not into freedom of the masses, but into essential ingredients of a Zigananda cake enjoyed by a few politically connected with an insatiable appetite for greed and avarice. A revolution is not an event, but a process with too many players taking different roles at different times for different reasons. GEZA revolution is an organically evolving process founded on sacred principles of honesty, fairness, distributive and socio-economic justice. It's not a model for a Mobutu-style kleptocracy. GEZA revolution represents a beacon of hope for the marginalized, widow, orphan, disabled, and elderly in Checheche, Chikombedzi, Gwatemba, Mukumbura, Gache, and the other such similar marginalized areas. Zvinorwadza, ndiana achavarangarira. Chembere dziri kuchema mumamisha umu kuti uri kuchemeiko naye ambuya, hanzi ndiri kuchema GEZA. GEZA was a beacon of hope. He was a beacon of hope for those who suffer. Vasina achavarangarira, hakuna anovarangarira, vakaguta havarangariri. Don't despair. The revolution is still very much alive and teaching despite losing its torchbearer. Remember, Chitepo died, Tongogara followed, but the country gained independence. Though much compromised, and the successors to the leadership proved to be a celebrated chain of disasters. There is nothing to kuomberera. Hatiomberere ngozi tichiti mudzimu. Ndo unyama wataita mukati menyika ino yeZimbabwe. Blessed Runesu GEZA, the man who rode and thundered and left the enemy shivering and pecked like a pack of hyenas in caves. He joined his Savi ancestors and fellow comrades. Eka, wakufariwaka, ikuti GEZA achiziko, ngakataura wani, wakati ukakiti ukeresire imamba yedu chire, waro nemhepo, osasana, anonzi GEZA iye, kutonotwa kwachauruka. Now that you are in the spiritual realm, guide us with your vision, bravery, and political astuteness as we deliver the final deadly blow against the enemy. Nekuti hatisi kuzomira and hatihesidzirwe. Never. You have already set the stage for key enablers and the progressive forces to consolidate the action plan. The mighty God and our ancestors will never abandon us despite our transgressions, and the decision for our deliverance is now. It's now. Aiwa Mwari avatisiye, midzimu yedu aimbotisiya. Zviri kutoitika izvozvi avambotisiya, hazvimbofa zvakaita kwatakabva kure. Ropa rakayerera vakomana. Chakaita kuti kuve neGEZA revolution GEZA revolution yakakonzereswa nekuti pane vakarangarira kuti zuva riye ndakanga ndinangana vakaparara ropa ravo rikayerera, vakati munonowana ropa rangu pamureza weZimbabwe. Saka pane vakadzikisa ndangariro, vakaona kuti ropa riye riri kumboremekedzwawo here? Hapana. Vakafa vari kungochema, vangave vari kuChimoyo, vangave vari kupi, vari kuLoroi, pfuti dziri kungorira vachiimba dzimbo dzehondo, kusvikira vekuMozambique vatora tuhentore vanhu venyu, mweya yavo haina kuzorodzwa. Nesu vapenyu vakafa vari kuchema, chavakafira havachioni. Vapenyu vati vari kungotambura. Uri kuona arume akuru jena akudebhu 78 years ari kupiwa bhasikoro, kuita queue yekuomberera bhasikoro raasisagone kuchovha, kupfugama kunge vari kuteura mudzimu vachipiwa $100 netugananda vachinzi tambirai, vachitaurirwa kunzi iko zvino taakukupai mari yekukuvigai funeral assistance, kwete mari yekuti murarame makore enyu awedzere. What an insult! What an insult! Ndizvo zvakarambwa naGEZA izvozvo. Ndizvo zvakarambwa naGEZA izvozvo. Vanoti vanomiririra varwi vesununguko. Are you doing what GEZA was trying to tell people kuti izvi hazviitwe? Imi matowo zvigana ndopa chezvenyu. Kwani ndima akufamba muneMarindi Cruiser. Anditi ndizvo. Kaka. Zvanakaka. Hamuchina basa nevamwe ka? Anditi. Ivo vamwe vacho kana iko kusaona kwacho, kuita kunokorwa tsoka murwi wehondo. Zvinosirisa. Mwari nevadzimu venyika ino, matitorera GEZA, tipei GEZA, tipei utungamiriri. Nyika yeZimbabwe tinoisa maoko emhondoro. Mhondoro hadzingakundwi nevanhu venyama. Vanhu venyama havana simba. Urombwa huri pahunoperera, urombwa ihwo huchadzokera. Inonzi go to the center. Haushande unorombera midzimu yedzinza rekwako, ndounorembera. Midzimu yenyika iromberwe, midzimu yenyika ichipikwe. It's mission impossible. Tinokutendai. Hatirase mbereko nokufeirwa, asi rase mbereko ngokuferwa. Chisingaperi chinoshura, okungaperiwo kuyasola. Chakanaka chirarame isi chese chasihleli. Zororai murugare save, gamba remagamba, kawe ramakawe. Tinokutendai save, makaita penyu. Hatisi kuzodzokera kumashure. Peri vanhu vekushanda navo. Tibatei basa ramakatanga. Hapana kudzokera kumashure, hapana kudududza. Naivo vakafira nyika ino, their spirit must inspire us. You now join their ranks. You are now with them. Reinforce our efforts. Nyika igadziriswe. Nyika inotogadziriswa chete. Nyika inogadziriswa kuti nyika yevaridzi. Vene venyika chaivo. Vene venyika chika chaivo vakatanga. Ndo vatiri kutaura nezvavo. Hatisi kutaura vene vemakaro vekuti ayedu isiri yavo. Tatenda dziva. Tatenda save. Kuwenyu nokusichivero.
Wow, that's a very emotional message from Comrade Chivero. I love it. I do love it. Wow. Wow. It's a lot. Guys, it is a lot. I must say that Comrade GEZA is finally met. Moyo. I remember when Mutangadura passed away, it was like, my friend has just died, Mutangadura. Quite a number of people. Guys, we don't die. We live forever. Okay, we don't die. We can leave all these bodies here, but men, our spirits live forever. We're going to have good time when we get to heaven. We have new bodies as we fly high here to be with the Father. So yeah, he's in the right place. I'm so proud and I'm proud of him. One thing that I did though, I was always been telling Comrade GEZA that, you know what, you must always remember that you are loved. You tell your family members, tell the people that I love you. It's an important thing. You see, every time I do my videos, I always end it.